If you're in the market for a new large tablet, then you've got to consider the Amazon Fire Max 11, because it's very bloody smart, this is. Now, I've done the research for you, and this video condenses the vital news and reviewer gossip and the essential customer feedback into a smaller, palatable package. So use this video as a buyer's guide, and if you're seriously interested in one of these, then watch this video first. First, let's have a chinwag about the key features. The screen. It's an 11-inch diagonal screen, 213 pixels per inch. To put that into perspective, that's about 20% lower in pixel density than an 11-inch iPad and about 23% lower than a Google Pixel tablet. The screen is a standard LCD display, so it's not a mini LED or OLED or anything like that. So don't expect true HDR content on this bad boy. It's got an 8-core processor and 4 gigs of RAM. We'll discuss the real-world performance later. It's also got an aluminium design, and it's meant to be 3 times the durability of the 10th generation iPad 11. It has fingerprint ID, so you can get in without a password, and it has an SD card tray if you're a little bit old school. It's powered by a USB-C, which is most likely the same port you're using with your Android smartphone. Lovely jubbly. That makes it easy to charge then. And a full charge takes 4.2 hours using the supplied cable and power adapter. The battery life is pretty decent. 14 hours. So unless you're an absolute addict and playing fucking bingo all night, then this should do you, son. It's got 64 gigs or 128 gigs of storage. That's plenty for most people. Optional accessories include the keyboard case from Amazon and the Amazon Stylus pen. It's also got an 8 megapixel front and rear camera to give you a decent experience when making video calls, and it records videos at 1080p resolution. Not quite 4K, but it will do. As for the pricing and options, well, you've got 4 options. 2 of the options include Amazon Ads. 64 gigabytes with the ads cost 250 quid. 128 gigabytes with the ads cost 290 nicker. Now, if you don't want to see any more ads, all you got to do is add an extra tenner to those prices, and I think that's bloody worth it, because I fucking hate ads. To put that price into perspective, lads, the cheapest iPad 10.9 inch you can buy is the standard iPad, and that at the moment costs 485 quid. So for basically half the money, you get a device with the same screen size. You could say that's better bang for your buck. Now, I've read multiple reviews about this product because this geezer knows it's important to use multiple sources of information. Otherwise, you might unintentionally chat out your ass. Anyway, here's what the top review websites and YouTube channels are saying about the Amazon Fire Max 11. Almost every reviewer gives this Amazon tablet a 4-star review or lower. Now, why is it that this tablet can't quite manage 5 stars? Now, let's find out what these geezers are saying. Now, let's start with the positives. Almost everybody agreed on the following things. The screen. Everybody agreed that it was a nice screen, so despite being technically inferior to other devices like the iPad or Google tablet, the screen quality is still generally well received. The stylus was another generally well received feature, and I didn't see anyone complain about it. Also, another reviewer mentioned that the handwriting recognition is apparently very accurate, and a lot of reviewers did praise Amazon for putting in an SD card slot there, which is quite generous really, because you'd never see that on an iPad. Now, what about the not so good then? Generally, the reviewers agreed on the following points. The optional keyboard, while being quite decent, has no backlight. So if you're using this in the dark, then you're pretty much screwed. The charging time takes 4 hours. Now, some people think that's a little bit too long, but if you put it on overnight, it shouldn't be too bad, should it? Now, the CPU. Whilst being an 8-core processor, some reviewers describe the processor as being okay, but a bit stuttery at times. So make of that what you will. Other reviewers also didn't like the Amazon Silk browser and complained about it as not being up to par with browsers like Chrome, Firefox or Safari. Also, the aspect ratio of the tablet is a bit on the skinny side. You might notice that from this photo. So if you web browse a lot, then perhaps other tablets with a wider display might look less cramped. Also, out of the box, there's no Google Play Store, which is a huge letdown, and almost every reviewer complained about that, and that means you've got access to a very limited range of apps. But apparently thankfully there is a workaround here, and you can actually get Google Play Store if you're desperate enough. But it's just a little bit silly this ain't included out of the box. And finally, everybody was absolutely sick and tired of the Amazon ads, and that's lots and lots of ads, lads. Almost everyone recommended to pay the extra tenner and just go ad free. Now here's what the real customers say. Let's have a chinwag about what your average Joe is saying about the Amazon Fire Max 11, because if you ask me, the people's voice is the one that matters most. So let's have a wee look on Amazon then. It's currently got 17 reviews as it's a new product, and the rating is only 3.4 out of 5. Seems to me like people are a bit pissed off about this one. This geezer Daniel Geeson, or is it Geeson, says the sound quality and volume levels are a bit shitty. I did paraphrase that a little bit, forgive me lads. This guy called In My Opinion, that's not a strange name is it? Just my opinion. Anyway, this geezer really don't like the Fire Max 11. He's having trouble with the Paramount Plus app and the BritBox app. He's also saying he can't tell the difference in screen quality over his other Fire tablets. Now everyone else in the Amazon reviews is pretty much rating the tablet as pretty good, but at this point it does have a few iffy sounding reviews, so perhaps be a little cautious with this one, lads. So that's Bob's your uncle. That's been your buyer's guide on the Amazon Fire Max 11 tablet. If you did buy this tablet, be a spiffing young lad and leave your feedback below. Bosh.